Very good. At this time, please, you're in your agenda, page 37, and we will have a delegation from Olds Minor Hockey Association for the 2016 provincial host. Mr. Wagstaff.
Your Worship, I'd introduce to Council co-chair for the host committee, Jackie Taylor, and she has a presentation to explain the request.
Welcome, Jackie. And we have a mic for you.
Yes. All right, I'll probably have my head turned a little bit. Traveling show, okay. All right, well, first, thank you for letting us bump up in your agenda. Our girls have some dry land practice to get to, as well as hockey practice this evening. So
that means they don't want any chocolates that a counselor
I think they've been
Overwater brought?
Yeah.
Good,
absolutely.
Thanks.
So what we're hoping to do here tonight for you is to really share with you first how excited we are about having won the bid for the Midget A Female Provincial Tournament, and then also a little bit of the work that we're currently undertaking to be ready for it. So the tournament will run March 10th to 13th, which seems, you know, a little bit in the future, but really when you're planning for what has to happen, we're on the dead run already getting ready. So now, am I just here to move the, yes? There we go, perfect. All right. So Hockey Alberta does have provincial championships for many layers of hockey across the province each year. And we put in for a bid in November for our team to host the Midget A Female Provincial Tournament. We were awarded that late in December. We are quite excited. And there's many reasons why we're quite excited. We have done this before, so we do understand the adventure that we're about to undertake. We hosted in 2009. The very first female ATOM provincial tournament to exist in female hockey in Alberta. So that was really exciting. It didn't exist. We really lobbied for that and said that we would host it in order to have such an event. And then yet, you know, growing that whole world of female hockey, it really championed the cause for our girls, but also girls across the province. Our players are in grades 10 to 12. We have 17 players on our team. And 7 of our players are third years. So these 7 players have been together since they've been the littlest of age, barely skating. And we have 4 of those third-year players with us tonight. The others are at home studying. They have a big physics test tomorrow, a diploma, so we have them making sure they're hitting the books. We really wanted, as a parent group, to really host for 2 reasons for these girls. First and foremost, we love hockey, I think, as much as they do. And for us, we knew it was really their final year. So we wanted to kind of have that last hurrah for them, and we thought hosting the Provincial A tournament would be exactly that. We also feel very strongly that in bringing these events to our community, that there's huge benefit back to our community. And I hope I can share some of what we're thinking in terms of that work. We do feel strongly that we really need to champion not only the hockey, but our community of Olds. So we work hard to make this a memorable experience for all. It's a highly competitive tournament. Female hockey, really, this is the second highest level. You have female AAA hockey, and then you have the A level. There are no in-between levels for female hockey. So these girls play at a very highly competitive level. The teams coming will be looking for that competition, and they're all seeking the one thing, obviously that gold medal. But for us as a tournament committee, we really believe in enriching the experience beyond that. We want the girls to walk away having a really strong weekend of feeling like athletes the whole weekend, and really getting that sense of their own athletic leadership through the weekend. So we go pretty hard at hosting a great experience. This group of girls has been to provincials every year since they were the ATOM level. They've won out of their zone. So we've experienced a lot of provincial tournaments, and we've certainly seen them done well. We've also seen them where we were really not sure we were even at a tournament. So for us, we're very committed first and foremost to the quality of the experience, and then the give back into the community. We still have people who are talking about that ADAM female provincial tournament, and in fact it's often used still as kind of an exemplar, a template for how female tournaments or tournaments at the provincial level should be hosted. So that's where our work is right now, is digging in to figuring out all the details of that. We will have teams from across Alberta who do qualify. Teams are not required to pay an entrance fee. And so that leaves the entire responsibility of expenses and planning on the host committee. I will share the expenses of that later on and explain them to you. But really, we do understand that undertaking, so we're doing the heavy lifting right now of getting ready for that. We also have many provincial tournaments that we've hosted here in Olds, and last year's most recent one was our ADAM AA Boys. And so we really have worked as well with some off of their committee to, again, learn from their experiences. And one of the events of the tournament that they really spoke highly of was a banquet, a dinner, where all of the teams were brought together to, again, really pull together the teams under that idea of that athletic experience for the weekend. So we too are in the works with the Pomeroy Hotel in hosting a banquet for the evening that will be free of charge to all athletes and coaches, and pull them together, bringing in some, what our fingers are crossed, we're in the works right now with talking with some of our Olympic female athletes out of Calgary. So that's where we're headed with planning for what we think will be one of the big key events of the tournament, besides that gold medal game. So we're into the thick of our fundraising. And for those of you who may know how the ADAM AA Boys committee did in fundraising, they did incredibly well. They came away with quite a bit left over, which definitely benefited Olds Minor Hockey. We know the economic times are different just 12 months later. So we're very cautiously going out into the community and really working to partner where people can partner at, and working very strongly right now in presenting to our other service groups. We also have a third of our team from the community of Innisfail. And so we have those parents also working with the Innisfail community to partner in, and it's looking like they as well will come in pretty strong, some of the service groups out of Innisfail in helping us. We are very confident that we will raise enough funds to cover all of our costs, but it's taking work like tonight to just make sure that we reach everybody, share our message, and hope that everyone can help support the event to the levels that are appropriate. We really look again to make it memorable. We go beyond just purchasing the ice time and the refs, and having teams show up for games. We do believe that it's important to celebrate further the athlete and to really work on the inspiration of that. So you will see a little bit below here where we speak to our dinner, and it's about bringing the girls together, really together collectively to celebrate who they are as athletes. So we do get into the budget now. The budget that is in, I believe, your handout has a different budget than what I think. Is that correct? Yes. So I wanted to highlight why. We have been presenting. So this one's still in there because we did some presenting last week. But what has changed and why our budget is different here on the screen is we went from an 8-team tournament. So we thought there were a couple of zones that would not be representing in the A division. We were since informed that they would be letting one team into the A division and then pulling a wild card out of Calgary. So we're up to a 10-team tournament. So right away our ice time goes up and our ref time goes up and our costs and our banquets and everything to do with anything for the athlete goes up. So that's where you see the increase in our costs, is we did shift from an 8-team tournament to a 10-team tournament. And so your one copy doesn't yet reflect those. So you can see that our costs really come in with ice, refs. We have Hockey Alberta expenses that are in there. We have to pay for any accreditation expenses, which is really identifying athletes. Clothing, that can be an in and an out, but there is some clothing. So volunteers are required to be identified, so we do need to purchase jackets for our large core of volunteers who will be at the rink most of the weekend. So you can see there's some clothing expense in there. We have some expenses where we've put in music and commentary for the games. We have our opening ceremony bagpiper. We have the team dinner. So we really, again, are hoping that our fundraising efforts will support that. The Pomeroy has been very generous and has gifted us with their banquet room. So that's already, you know, a great addition to our work. But we do have to go after some of the fundraising for the actual dinner. And as you can see, some of your other big pieces then is there really is kind of that player swag, what it is that the players get and are gifted, that are those mementos from their provincial tournament. We do have Player of the Game and Heart and Hustle awards that are awarded, and at this level it's typically a prize that's fairly significant. So we do have those costs in there as well. So you can see kind of the total adds up really quickly. And we then look at where is our revenue going to come from. We do get revenue from admission and passes. We're fairly confident in that number. We feel that's probably a low number that we'll be able to achieve for the weekend. We will be putting together a very strong raffle table with draws. We do sell clothing as well, so we do have an on-site merchandise provider who does give us a 10% back into the tournament. As well, we will have some program sales, and we will have some of the tickets for our dinner for sale. We do not gift all 400 seats. We gift to the athletes and the coaches. So there you can see our overall budget from expenses and revenue, which is now the hard work we're doing is to work to accomplish that. So our girls, who I will get here in a minute to stand up, and I do love it when you have some great questions for them. We've done this in front of some of our other service groups, and bringing them with us. They don't understand all the numbers we're crunching because we're moving pretty fast on this, but what I do want them to learn from the experience is who's out there in our community that when you're putting on community events are very important partners in those. So we are going in front of the service groups, and I think them here being with you for this town council meeting might very well be their first look at municipal politics alive and well, hey? Yes, so that's very important to me, is to bring them out and learn from this experience along the way, and hopefully take that into their life as future citizens in their communities as the adults doing all this work. So that really is our presentation summed up. It's the work we're doing. We're excited by it, but we're definitely already putting in the long hours. So girls, if you could just stand up quick and introduce yourselves, please. Maybe starting with Kel or Dana. We have the twins. I know them from forever, but for whatever reason, I just mixed them up.
I'm Dana Leonard. I'm Kira Davidson. I'm Janelle Graham, and I'm Kelly Leonard.
So these are 4 of our third years. And I would love it if any of you had questions of them.
Wow, that was an excellent presentation and information sharing with council. I'll open the floor to council if you do have any questions that you would like to ask the ladies. You pretty well filled in all the information we needed. Councillor Duryea.
Thank you, Mayor Dahl. Not a question, but I am friends with, and I don't know her last name, Krista, and she's on the girls, the college team, right? So I think that's a very good statement for some of the hockey that's happening. The college has opened up a big opportunity for some of the young ladies in our community who are hockey conscious and really want to go ahead with it. So that's a really good comment. And so I guess you're kind of setting a role model for some of the younger girls as well too, who are coming up, because I think Chris has gone through the entire system and done very well.
She has, absolutely. So Krista Wilson, definitely, and her mother, Mary, really is the champion of female hockey in Olds. I think we could really call her the one who, from the ground up, has built female hockey and really pulled our girls into the game by contacting us. Definitely Mary is somebody special who we want to have help us with this tournament, and she is going to, but we also we do want to honor her a little bit. She doesn't know that yet, but we do want to pay special tribute to Mary. We have many girls out of Olds minor hockey who are very successful at the collegiate level, and we have 2 standing here today who, with the St. Trojans, just found out that the St. Trojans would like them to join them there next year. So our girls are very successful at going on to that collegiate level for sure.
Congratulations. Councillor Baruchel.
Make sure you tell Mary she's the matriarch of female hockey. She'll appreciate that. Are you guys going to win? Are you the favorites?
Real answer.
Are you the favorites?
Yes.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you. Councillor Harper?
Well, I wish to congratulate Ms. Taylor and the team for putting together the winning bid for a provincial competition. I know it's really hard, and having been part of provincial competitions, I know how exciting it is for the players and what an economic boost is to our community. And that's what we as council have to concentrate on as well, is the economic benefits to our community for our hotels and our restaurants, as well as our retail people. So I think you will be good ambassadors for our community, and make sure you encourage people to go and spend money in our community.
We will. Councillor Harper, that's excellent. I meant to mention it earlier, and I wasn't sure how much to put that in, but I do believe in that strongly myself. You know, growing up in Olds, I feel very much attached to all that Olds is and its success. So we are working hard right now to go that extra mile. We're going to be connecting with Uptown Olds, working with them to have a special spread in the middle of our brochure that really encourages all of our families to get down to Uptown Olds during those 3 days that the businesses will be open. We're working with our restaurants to partner with them to connect teams to all of our restaurants in town. Having gone to tournaments ourselves in the past, we're as guilty as the rest. You look for the big BPs, right? You head to the one restaurant, you go to what you're familiar with. What we want to expand that. We really want to connect to all of our restaurants, both at the big restaurant level and the small restaurant level. So we're right now getting out there, pounding the pavement, working with those business partners to really find ways to connect 10 teams. There will be 200 athletes here that weekend, combined with coaches and their families. So it's a very busy hockey weekend. We also have all of those teams, 5 who will be incredibly close in proximity to Olds, which means extended family are likely to arrive as well. So the closer you tend to be to the event, the more of your family who will come and watch you and see you. So we have 2 Calgary teams. It'll either be an Okotoks Lethbridge team, a Brooks or Airdrie team, and we have Red Deer and ourselves, right? So you have a significant number of teams who are within an easy day drive to come see games. So through our advertising, which will both be in a brochure, but as well really trying to promote that up on the walls at the arena, and at every chance we have a mic with people in the arena, we're going to strongly connect them to getting out into our community and reminding them that the community is giving them a fabulous experience, and we really appreciate if they get out there to the community. So we promise you that is absolutely, we're working on that right now.
Thank you. Resolution and a comment, Councillor Baruchel?
You bet I'll make that. But I want to say maybe now you can hint to some of the powers that be that maybe they turn the heat up in our arena for this wonderful event, since we're going to have all those people. Hey?
We better be careful what we wish for. It might be an early spring and it might be 20 degrees outside, so we better be careful. Yeah, but
never can be
yeah.
warm enough. I'll make the motion if somebody would put it on the board there for me. Can't be that difficult. Tell me what page it is. 37? I'm sorry. Give me 1 second here. I'd like to move the sponsorship. First of all, thank you for the presentation, and move the sponsorship of $1,000 to be given to the Olds Minor Hockey 2016 Midget A Female Provincial Championship Tournament to be held March 10th to 13th, 2016 to be approved.
Thank you. I'm looking at these athletes in front of me, these ladies, and a passion for me when I was young too to play hockey, but I never got to go to the level you were, so I only got to play with the boys outside, and I kicked butt. So you will too. So we have a resolution on the floor, or do we have any further questions? Seeing none, we'll call for the vote. Those in favor? That's carried. We will be there. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Take care. Okay, point of order.
Community TV, your go-to channel for news and information in Olds, Alberta.